happy birthday.
Man, I appreciate that, sis.
Salute.
We, you know, it ain't we can't do much, but we gonna cash up you for you to get whatever you want when you go out of town. You know what I mean? And we love you. How old you turn today? 25?
No.
Me and
My birthday is next week.
Okay.
But I'm just celebrating
this.
this coming week. But yeah, thank you, man. I mean,
man.
you know,
we love you, bro.
I know y'all love me, man. I love y'all back. Y'all know that. So appreciate it, man. That almost choked me up. No, but just the fact that it happened like that got to me, man. Like that, you know.
No, I don't.
She was gonna hit some notes to make you cry,
yeah,
nice. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I was finna go in, and then I seen him standing with a real live lighter, the kind you light a fireplace or something with.
Oh man.
Hey, Taylor talk. That's all I can say.
You know we like it.
Sis, I heard that happy birthday coming out though. You know what I'm saying?
I started off like on some happy,
real smooth.
but I was finna
gave you a little.
Yeah. Yeah, you had to cut up in there, Kendall. I heard that too, man.
Just out of love, you know what I mean? Nothing major.
I'm going to send you a video on your birthday.
Thank
it's
you.
going to be better than this.
I appreciate it.
Oh, okay. Yes. Oh, my God. That was just...
Put your lighters up.
That's what it was.
Yeah, put your lighters
Y'all, that
up.
was so...
That was the cookout lighter too, wasn't it, man? Light the charcoal.
Oh, thank you. Oh, my grandma's spirit then came out. What was showing, honey?
I know that's rich and poor.
Thank you.
And stimulus.
I always tell people, when my grandma, you come to my grandma's church and your dress is too short, expect a sheet.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
We're going to represent Latin Kings tonight.
Oh, pull it up a little.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's me right there.
Lord Jesus, I'm just... Sean, I'm so sorry for my ghetto friend. Oh.
That was classic though, bro. I can't lie. Because, you know, I think no candles is out there. He ain't see him. He like, I'm not going to let nights go
just
out.
improvise.
I ain't going to let him come out with no flame.
Over here whispering. I'm like, he came out here with the hood lighter.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I made Sean cut his. That's all right, Sean. We're going to wrap this thing up so I can hear you play tonight. So, the spirit says that you want to DJ your butt off because your birthday is
Oh, man. Is
That's
that what
God lead you. I'm just
I'm excited, y'all. You can't really tell because I'm really, really, really tired. But I'm so excited because today we got to see my baby.
earn it, yo. How many ultrasounds have we had? And I know early don't count, but the last two, we were supposed to at least get a silhouette or something.
Yeah. It's bad when you walk in and everybody in the office are saying, you think you're going to see her today? I'm like, I don't know. I don't have no high hopes.
I felt good about the day, though.
Yeah, she showed up.
Good.
And I wasn't doing nothing but crying. Yes, I'm excited. I don't care how many, I don't know. I think I speak for any mother out there. I don't care how many children you have. You get excited for every child. And the best part about it is like you're carrying a child that's healthy. You know what I mean? You just never know. Yeah. So every time you go to a doctor's appointment and they say everything is good, they was looking at her hands. I was like, she got everything she needs. She was like, everything she needs. So I get excited about my children. This is it for me. But, you know, some people might say, you still get excited? I'm like, yeah. Of course.
Because this wasn't me.
And it's with my husband. So, yeah, I'm excited. And my children are excited. And I spoke with my oldest son the other day. And he was like, yeah, we're going to go out to eat Monday. He like, yeah, she need to hear my voice. So I'm going to see how she act. With Zion, she move a lot. Let's see if she gets shy with Trey like she do with Daddy.
Yeah, she just be jumping and moving, and she be like, come here, babe, touch. And I put my hand right there, and she just pipes down.
Yeah. But I got a feeling she gonna be like that with you and Trey. And Dallas, like, don't mess with my brothers. Don't tell my daddy. Don't do when you walk in the house. Tighten up. My daddy in here. My brother's in here. Don't do nothing crazy. I like that. You know, she's
my little angel, man.
And we're gonna go see my big brother tomorrow.
Yeah, what up, Maurice?
What up, Maurice? So she's covered. She got all men nice. Derikas said he was gonna take us to court for what did you say?
What is it, godparent
custody? For godparent custody. Because I don't.
He sent us the paperwork and everything, bro.
I think this will be better to keep down the stress. I don't have to go through you and Ken, and then God forbid y'all going through. Now I got to go through y'all separately.
You ain't gonna get no answer.
I'll get no answer. No. I could just have the right to pull up.
Pull up. He's my visiting hours. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm excited, but I am really, really. Today is like one of those days where I'm like just tired, but I'm so excited. I wish you could understand how happy I am.
Yeah. Smile right there. Yo, let me take a moment just to say I know tomorrow was a normally, scheduled Salute First Roundtable, but me and my wife need a break. Like, we haven't been anywhere since this time last year when COVID first showed its head. We have not done anything. And we just need a couple of days just to be married, be in love, and be, unaccountable to anything other than just ourselves in the moment. And so, but we'll snap back and got some great kings lined up. So I just wanted to put that out there, man. So I do appreciate the support with that.
Yeah.
But we are going to get away so we can invest in us. And that's it. That's all.
Shout out to everybody who won a Grammy this Sunday.
Salute.
It was funny because I got a personal phone call from the baby asking me to get on a plane and fly 5 hours last minute. And I wanted to make it work for you, bro, but it just, my doctor wasn't going to let me get on a plane and fly that far. But it was an honor that he asked, and I thought it was even more dope that he had another North Carolinian family member, big bro Anthony Hamilton, with him, and they killed. So that was dope. It made me feel really good. I was like, well, I'm pregnant, right? He was like, so? I think that's beautiful. I'm like, nothing I'm saying is working here. But congratulations on everybody who, won a Grammy and was able to get out and be surrounded around other musicians and artists and music, especially with this whole COVID stuff going on. Yeah.
You ready to cook?
I'm ready to cook. I'm still upset with Derikas about that. That's so tacky. What's such I hope the cake is good. Jesus Christ.
Feliz Navidad. Espero año. Bonjour. What up, bruh? Hey, child. What's tea? Amen. Hey, church. Hey, guys.
What's up, Derek?
What's going on?
What's good?
See, this is the thing. You have to learn how to improvise. I ain't see no candles. But the Lord said, go in the drawer, pull out that candle, and let's do it this way. And so what I decided to do was to do it the Lord's way. One candle was enough. One candle for one wish.
That wasn't a candle, though.
It
was see what I'm saying? In his head, that was a candle.
It represented a candle.
It
stood in the
reminded me of
place.
them days when you was a kid and you expected something, the parents come in and you say, well, it ain't enough. My daddy say, you better blow that.
You better blow it. See, the problem is we don't got so brand new and fancy. I wanted to take it back to remind us where we come from, because we don't got a little fancy,
You remember where you come from, nice?
I want this birthday to be
I remember very clearly where I come from.
Oh, God. You make me so sick.
That's good vibes,
But
man.
I do love y'all. I do.
I like it. And before we start, to the everybody that's tuning in tonight, yes, Fantasia is pregnant. She's 5 months. She has 4 more to go. She's having a girl. I just wanted to make this clear for any newcomers that this is your first time on Taylor Talk tonight. Yes, Fantasia and Kendall Taylor are expecting a little bundle of joy.
Yes. Amen.
Yeah, we don't eat like that.
Amen.
Just wanted to make that announcement. I'll be making this announcement weekly, so don't worry. If you didn't hear it, you'll hear it again at the end.
I love it.
All right, now I don't want to go to the bathroom all night.
Take a bathroom break mid.
I can't help it.
Everybody's saying how adorable you look tonight.
Thank
They
you.
are really going up for your look tonight.
Thank you.
I told my wife she look like a chocolate Southern Belle.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Emphasis on chocolate.
Chocolate.
A big piece.
Big piece.
You bring that bell.
Shut up, Derick. You there? I'm not big piece. He big piece. You know, I don't have time for y'all shenanigans tonight. He runs in the house and said something today while I'm getting my lashes done. Shout out to Brianna. Thank you so much for coming way over here and making me feel pretty. He's like, tonight we're going to talk about stimulus checks. I thought he was playing.
First on the docket tonight. We'll talk. That's first on the list tonight. And I'm glad you brought it up. Let's go right into Taylor Talk. Do you feel like, so you know, the stimulus is a big thing right now. Everybody getting a stimulus check. Yeah. And so from my understanding, you get $1,400 per child. And so the $1 million question is, because it's starting a lot of arguments, if one parent is no longer living in the house, is that parent entitled to get some of that stimulus?
I think that's a loaded question. I'm gonna put it to you like this: if I personally feel it should go to where the kids reside, where the children reside, and I say that because even if it's a situation, the two kids are living with the mother and the father's outside the house, and even if he pays child support, okay, I have learned from my own personal experience that 24-hour demand, it goes way further than money. You know, sometimes we as men feel like, okay, well, you put up 5, I put up 5, that's square business. Now, like, these children need something every single day, every morning, the emotional thing, the psychological thing, that it's impossible to tax that. And sometimes we get into making relationships transactional, where it's like, as long as you put up 2, I put up 2, then it doesn't work like that. And even in my younger days, I didn't understand what a mother goes through, what my son mother went through, what my mother went through, what my wife has gone through. So to close that, I think it should go to where the weight of responsibility, not just financial, but emotional, social, that demand, I think that's where it should go to help bring what it's supposed to bring, which is some relief to that situation. That's my personal take on it.
Yeah, same. And I think that the mother has to be fair. If the mother is taking care of the child, she has to be fair and make sure she's not getting her nails done and getting, like,
It's
bags.
lit.
Yeah, like, you got to be careful. What'd you say? Yeah, you just have to be careful. Like, if that's going to be the rule that you set, it can't be just like your argument that you have to keep the money for yourself. It has to be something, I say, to keep the argument down, go to the bank and set an account. That way the both of you have access to the account, and like the both of you can see what's coming in, what's going out, and making sure that there are receipts for the child and it's not just being used personally, because it basically, the mother is saying, I think it should stay in the house because you're going to take it, you're going to spend it on yourself. Well, it should go the same way, I think, just to keep the argument down. But, okay, so if that's the question, then never mind. I was going to say, I mean, it ain't no different with, child support. If the mother is doing her part and the daddy's doing his part, shouldn't they both do their part and nobody asks either for child support?
I think that. But then
Since you're gonna hurt somebody's feelings, you better leave that alone.
No, because I have to, because I
that's
deal
for real,
with
though.
it.
That's real.
Because in North Carolina, the situation is, and we can only speak for our state, is whoever's made certain decisions in their life to put themselves in an economically powerful position, that person is now responsible to make sure that when that child goes from home to home, that child, quote unquote, is able to maintain the same life experience. I think that's whack. I really do. So if I go out here and I make certain sacrifices from the time I'm a youth, from a pup, and I make sacrifices, disciplines, I take calculated risk, I reinvest in myself, I do all these things to put myself in a position to be a millionaire. And this person has not done any of those things. This person has squandered time, resources, has built a bad name, has burnt bridges. Now I'm responsible to make sure that household is somewhere in the same playing field as my household, so that my child cannot have to see the truth that that person and me live two different lifestyles, and we've made two totally different decisions in life, and there's two different outcomes in life, my child. No, I have to pay to put scales over my child's eyes so that they won't realize that you ain't who I am, or that and I'm saying this as humble as I can. So what I'm doing is I'm paying to pump fake my child. North Carolina law. I'm paying to pump fake my child so my child can think the mother and the daddy are both successful and have both acquired the same things in life, which is a lie. And it gives the other person the opportunity to stand in the remnants of an anointing that does not belong to them. Ooh. That will confuse a child later on in life, because sooner or later, whether they turn 18, whatever, the truth's going to hit the fan. And the person who's receiving this thing that does not belong to them is going to have to come to terms with that. And they're going to have to face that at some point in time.
At some point in time. So I mean, I look at it the same as that. Because like I said, I have to go through it.
I get it.
Yeah, it's personal.
Yeah.
Sorry, stimulus, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, that was good.
I mean, we are talking about getting money that you didn't necessarily go out and work for, right?
Because it all it all ties together. Stimulus, income tax, child support, and a lot of people, you get more money if you have, kids. So, the kids bringing in the money, and then, and then people start to feel like they're entitled, even when they're not, in a household. Is it about the kids, or is it about the money? Is it about the
money? Money is the root of all evil. I always say that, and then you say, no, money.
I say no. I said money is the root of all character.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Money is the root of all character. I specifically don't keep cash on me because I will give it away. Not so I can flash it on Instagram and stunt on somebody who don't have what I have or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Money grants you all access pass to demonstrate your character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So from the story that you had showed me, there was a guy in Mississippi that went into a house and he killed his baby mother, her brother, a cousin, and her child that did not belong to him over a stimulus check.
Yep. They're not even giving out that much money.
That's why I asked the Ricas. I was like, well, how much was it? And I was like,
and I told her, I mean, not that it's a reason to kill nobody, but, when you ain't got nothing, that $1,400, $500 is a lot. Again, it's not a reason to kill nobody, but it make, the money make these, it draws the worst out of people.
When you're not
big, little, or small.
Huh? I thought it was deeper than that. What? Oh no.
The stimulus check?
Yeah. It was
saying, but I felt like it was deeper than that.
Okay.
It had to be, bro. Like,
how deep can you get to kill an innocent child, though?
That too. Like, I mean, you can't never look past that, but for that to happen, and you just covering up by saying stimulus, like.
DJ Sean, can you get on the mic? I don't want them to think we having a quiet moment.
It's your birthday. Get it, man.
I get what you're saying. So Sean was basically saying he feels like it was deeper than just the check. Now, of course, the storyline is, and the cousin that was telling the story of the girl was like, that was the argument that he came in about. But I'm just thinking, how deep can it get for you to kill an innocent child? The little girl looked like she wasn't about maybe 7, 8.
Without knowing none of the facts, just looking at it raw, not to cut you off, Queen. This is what could have happened. The argument could have started over a stimulus check. There could already been tension there. Now, any person, from what I understand, when you get to killing people, it's trying not to leave no witnesses. I don't think that person had any intention on killing anybody or any intention on killing a child. But when a fit of rage comes in and you have no self-control, and you're in a fit of anger, whether you're intoxicated, sober, there's trauma between this group. From what I've seen when I used to watch First 48 and stories that I have heard personally, that more so or less could have possibly and very strongly have been to try to leave no witnesses there that could identify. Once he went off,
yeah,
he's trying.
I understand,
to,
but just you still gotta be
it's
a cold-hearted. Yeah, like
yeah. They said comments. They said he had just got out of jail for shooting somebody.
wow. So that's that spirit. Yeah. You know, and I think that's another reason why we, like everybody that's in this room and everybody who's watching, who has a voice and a platform, I think that's why we have to like try to spread more love on social media and try to do different things and try not to get so caught up in the worldly things and the fake lives and the fake pictures and the fake smiles and not be so crabby, not have that mentality of as soon as you see something, the first thing you think is to put somebody down, because you never know what somebody's going through. So it's almost like we should take our platforms and take the time that we have and just like love on people, encourage people, and kind of show people that real true happiness does not really, it doesn't reside in like what you have and how much money you have and what you're wearing. You know, it's better than that. It's greater than that out here. I don't want to get too deep, but I guess when you just see so much of it every day, especially with social media being such a big thing in news, and it was out here, it was out there, we should like try to switch it up as much as we can to try to change some of this stuff, because it's just like getting worse to me every day. Okay, thank you. We might need to change the subject. I'm carrying, and all I keep thinking about, I just think when the picture came up of the little girl, everybody, period, but when the little girl came up, I just was like, man, okay.
Yeah. On a lighter note.
All right.
I can't win for losing tonight. I had to really stand up and look in the camera, because now, tonight, people are coming on saying, wait, she had the baby. It's like people, and I stood up and looked at the camera. It's the yellow on yellow. On yellow, it's making you
look smaller.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I need to rock yellow. Can we find some yellow?
It's
for
yellow,
next
yellow.
week?
So people are coming on tonight like, wait, she's had the baby.
Well, I want to see screenshot.
People are literally coming here like, wait, she had the baby.
No. Brianna said today, she was like, I thought she was about ready to deliver. I was like, oh no, baby, I got till July. We need to wear more yellow.
Give my baby time. Give my baby time.
Bake.
Yeah, I thought you would like hearing that.
Thank you, Demetrius. That does make me feel really good. I'm going to wear a call Albert and tell him to make me some yellow for all this week.
So yellow is back
yellow. Okay.
So listen, you guys have been married now, what, 6 years? 6 years.
7 July 18th. That's
July
our anniversary.
18th. And you could have chose any time to have a baby.
Yeah.
Because everybody know y'all love story. Y'all met and didn't spend a lot of time, fell in love at first sight. What made y'all decide that this was the right time to have a baby, or did y'all decide, or did it just happen, or
I think it was a little bit all over the place. We both knew, like, well, we're gonna do this thing. What happened was we had both said, and we've been saying this ever since we started Taylor Talk. 'Cause I believe the first Taylor Talk we did for like an hour was out by the pool. Remember? And somebody was asking us why we wouldn't have a kid, and we both were like, look, we got kids. They got kids, Trey got 2 boys. We just kind of felt like we just want to live our life. We want to travel. And then one day my mom came to me, and my mom was just like, you'll regret the day that you did not have a love child with your husband. I was like, Ma, really? All the grandkids you got, you want another one? She was like, it's not about, I love all my grandkids, and I'm going to love this one. She said, you need to give your husband a child. And I came home and told Ken because we had already made up our mind, like, nah, we're going to travel, wild out, have a ball. Huh?
I don't think you would ever made your mind up, though. You would bring it up to me, like, every 6 months. Like, just me being honest from my perspective, could be wrong. You always wanted a child.
Uh-oh, now you're going to make me look like the bad guy with some of your family members.
No, I'm the bad
like,
guy.
Oh, she wanted the baby.
I'm the bad guy. Let me clean this up. My wife was always open to having a child. I wasn't with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was just because still trying to get my bearings, still trying to, like, we went to war. You know, we went to war with everybody around us. We were trying to get this blended family together, the ingredients, trying to get all the ingredients together and blend this family. And, you know, I was like, I don't know. And I think it's a certain point in time, I don't know if you got discouraged or you felt like I would never change. But when your mom said that, I agreed. And for me, I understand there's no perfect conditions, but I did feel like everything that we were facing was not the right time to be able to bring a child in, because we do have the power to choose. Like, two people who lay down with each other have the power to choose what environment, what time, and what circumstances we bring a child in. We do have that power. And when I looked up, I was like, yo, like I think this will be a good time for us to do it. And I want a child with you. I don't want to live with that regret. I want us to have that thing, you know what I mean? And I really do appreciate you for that, because I know there were some times like I just wasn't even trying to talk about it. I wasn't even trying to hear it, but like the way you love, I wanted a child who had that type of mother's love, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think you're right. When we first got together, like, I would hint on it, but you were so strong about it. And then I think after seeing a lot, hearing a lot, and I don't know, it might be another couple out there that's going through this, you start to change your mind because you want to make everybody else around you happy. You don't want to bring any more drama. You know you're not the reason for the drama, but you start pushing your feelings and what you desire aside. It happens a lot in marriages, and especially blended families. So I was just like, you know what? Let's just move on from it, get my body right. You know, I just want to live and travel and do my thing. But there was a time when we first got together, I was so, and most women do, because women are naturally born to carry and love and nurture and care. So when we first met, you know, I was like, yeah, I want a child. And he was like, I'm not having it. And again, I sat and I would watch and I would see certain things. So, you know, I'm glad you said that, because sometimes it still hits me where I'm like, I don't want to be the cause for somebody to feel like, you know, why'd you do that, or why'd you do, when I'm just simply thinking about my happiness and what I can have and what I, you know, deserve to have with you.
I'm glad we did it too. You know, God knew we needed a child. He knew I needed a girl, because she's breaking me down every day. She ain't even here yet, and I'm a sucker, and I need that, and I'm blessed to be able to have it with you. You know what I mean?
She's cutting flips right now.
See, all I gotta do is just touch, as if I want to feel it.
And let me tell you something. Yes, it takes my breath away. It takes my breath away. Ken was like, have you ever thought about something? Have you tried to really sing with Keziah? I was like, no, I mean, I sing around the house. He was like, but I'm saying people ask you to do stuff, like when the baby asked me to come. He was like, can you sing? Because, babes, you can hardly keep your breath. Walk around the house. So I was like,
my boy was like, yo, I'm about to get back in the studio right now. And I was like, okay, can you breathe? Sopranos, here's your note.
Here's your note. Wait, what's her name? What's her name? Chrisette show? What? No. The girl from Atlanta that plays the little church lady. If she ever come in town, y'all better let me know, because I gotta go see her. What is her name? I know somebody know.
Charlene.
Charlene. The brat just posted her, and what she said, old girl was messing with her in the church because she wanted to change the song, and they had been practicing, came through dripping. She said, what she say? You gonna let the devil use you, he gonna use me too. Please, if you're watching ever, I got to see you. So good. I can't watch her while I'm pregnant though, because I'll be about to.
So what advice, it's been 5 months now, and just hearing what both of you just said, what advice would you give couples who are planning to have a child, who's planning to have a child? What advice would you give them when it comes to preparing to have a child, and especially when both partners have kids, has previous kids?
You know, that's a tricky question. I'm going to be very honest, because sometimes it does not matter what you do and how you go about it. I would say to the parents, when you marry, the lineup is God, your husband, your wife, and your kids. So you cannot allow your kids to dictate your relationship. As I've known a lot of couples to separate because the kid don't like the stepdad or the stepmom. I think that you have to know your kids, and if you feel like sitting down with them first and having that conversation with them may be better. Whatever it is, like, I don't know, everybody has different kids. So you have to figure out what's the best way to go to them to let them know, not to ask them, but to let them know. And sometimes it's not even just the kids. It could be the whole family that's involved. And it's like you got to figure out, okay, how are we going to go about this where I'm going to speak my piece in love and let everybody know. And you can't go to bed that night thinking, well, cousin such and such didn't like it, and uncle such and such didn't like it. Mom didn't like it. Dad didn't like it. The kids didn't like it. At least I told you guys where we're headed, and I'm hoping that out of love, because you love us so much and just want to see us happy, that we can move on and everybody just accepts that. But sometimes it just doesn't work that way. So a lot of times it's something you probably need to pray about, because that is a very tricky situation. I talk to different moms all the time who have a story similar but different. And the way they go about it might not be the way I go about it. But everybody kind of deals with that. And so I would say to the husband and the wife, you have to stand together. And that doesn't mean you have to mistreat your loved ones, and you don't have to be distant with your loved ones, but you do have to almost force to your loved ones that, hey, this is my husband, this is my wife, and this is what it's going to be. I can no longer live my life for what you want, because everybody that has an opinion will walk off from you and go live their life and do whatever it is that they want to do. And you'll respect that because you're wanting that same thing from them. And so sometimes you just have to accept it for what it is, pray about it, figure out your family members and what is the way that you need to go to them about whatever, about having a child, about, bringing a new child. Take a trip, take all the kids you have, take them on a trip, and maybe do it in a fun way. Do it, just figure out how that works, and understand if you don't get the reaction that you're looking for. I don't think that you should say, okay, we're not going to do this because they don't like it, because I feel like you're cheating yourself. You're cutting out the things that you desire and the things that you love or want, and I don't think that's right.
I go straight for the men. If you're thinking about a child, think of it like a farmer and your children as a harvest. With men, we forget sometimes that the seed begins with us. We start this. We walk around and carry the power to create life. And women have the power to incubate and harness and cultivate that seed. Number one is being more responsible with your seed, fellas. A lot of men are not planning anything. You're just dropping seed. I think that's irresponsible. Now that's out the way. I believe you should also operate like a master farmer as well. A master farmer understands his seed, and he plants his seed at the right time. He makes sure he puts it in good soil. There's certain things that you don't plant in the summer. There's some things you do plant in the summer in order to get a healthy and a strong production of harvest. So, and like in the situation with me and my wife, wasn't looking for perfect conditions because there's no such thing, but wanted to make sure the atmosphere was where my wife wasn't having to travel, I was somewhere else, that we could actually go through this process together, that we could enjoy the process. We were so young when we had our children. Before this marriage, we wanted this journey with Keziah to be something completely different, and that we didn't have the luxury of doing. So it's not about having perfect condition, but it is saying that if I carry the seed, then I can dictate and I can somehow put my wife and my family, my surroundings, I can put up my career, I can put all that in perspective and try, to do the right thing. I think that's our responsibility as men. And again, it's not enough men out here who are really treating their seed with a strategic approach to it. They just drop it and firing wherever. Last, don't make the mistake I did. I was so focused on the financial aspect and the business aspect and the strategic aspect of it that I wasn't looking at, okay, how do I prepare myself to be what my wife needs emotionally? What she needs in those quiet moments, those frail, fragile moments, those restless moments, those uncomfortable moments. It's also more than just financial planning. It's more than just saying, okay, this is a good time based on we got this much money put up, the house, this car will be paid off, and you got some FMLA. It's also about us as men getting in a position to where we know that we can be what our women need in that season. Because I didn't know. I got it now, but I didn't know. And that's also a part of it. It's also making sure that I know how to comfort my wife, that I'm flexible and malleable when it comes to, the moods and how she's feeling this day, reminding her how beautiful she is, getting her out the house so she can still feel alive and not cooped up. It's about that whole package of leadership that sometimes we don't think about in those little couple minutes in the sack, and you just throwing this thing out there and you have not paid any attention or even considered all of the ripple effects that are going to happen. So that's my advice to men, is that we be men, and that, like he said in the scriptures, before a wise man builds, he examines and he considers the cost. You have to consider the cost. You know what I mean?
While being a single parent, how do you effectively co-parent with someone who dislike you now that you are not in a relationship with them?
Ask that again? Yeah. I think I caught it, but...
While being a single parent, how do you effectively co-parent with someone who dislike you now that you guys are not in a relationship?
That's hard. That's dun 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 dun. Woo! You know what? From speaking from experience, whoever it was that asked that question, you just cannot lose who you are, lose yourself in the situation. Don't switch up and start playing the same games, because they're playing those type of games. And sometimes that'll come back and bite you, because you're being so nice and you're being so calm and you're giving, the one thing I just want to say to that person, and I hope that the other person is watching or they can show it to them or send them this, is it just always affects the child. It affects the child in the long run. It really does. Because then you start playing court games. Then you start tearing the child up. Child has to be here. Child has to be there. That's a hard one. And it all depends on who you're working with. Because there's some monsters out there that be like, I'm going to make sure every day until this child turns 18, your life is a living hell. So you're going to have to take deep breaths, suck it up, and really ask God to walk with you on that one. Because any mother, any father, they go to war for their kids. But understanding that you're taking out the kid's heart, and you're mainly focused on trying to hurt the person that hurt you or that's not with you or left you because you probably ended up doing something you didn't have no business doing. Like, that's a tricky one. And I say you have to really ask God to walk before you in every situation, to go before you in every conversation, because it's tricky. It really is. And you know, you can try everything. You can try everything. Or do like I had to do. Get somebody that can be mutual, somebody that they don't want to show their tail in front of, and allow them to be the person that talks through y'all. If y'all can't talk, let your mama do it. If you respect your mama. And sometimes your mama can get real ratchet because she get mad. So maybe you don't need to choose your mama. But get a mediator. Pay somebody to say, I need you to mediate this so we won't end up in court. So we won't, because we can't talk. I'm telling you, that's the best thing to do, because it can get really, really ugly.
Real quick. Yeah, feel like I'm about to sneeze.
Woo, that makes you sneeze, baby. No, it's not COVID. No, it's not COVID. You ever been somewhere now and when somebody sneezes or coughs, the first thing you think is COVID?
Am I real sneeze? Not that TV sneeze I just gave them?
Yeah, Ken sneeze be like, ruh! I'll be like, can't hold it, or they gonna kick us out of wherever we are.
Like, I'm like, I had to accept going through certain things that it was a byproduct of having a child out of wedlock. That's not God's order. So sometimes the confusion, the dissension, the chaos, the frustration, the mind games, a lot of those are penalties, man, that come from having a child out of wedlock. Yeah, but he said single folks
that are not together anymore. So basically, you could have been married and got a divorce. You could have been, like, because they go through it. I've seen marriages get nasty with kids because, you know, they split.
Just focus on the child, man. Again, I always speak to men. Whatever it is, man, just endure it for the sake of your child. No matter what you have to go through, how long it takes, how many times you feel you may not have control, or say, like my wife said, sometimes it is best to get a mediator. Sometimes it is best to get somebody legal in play. You know, because sometimes we as men will tap out, like you just keep, you know, but we can't tap out on the child. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't give the mother that dub and give her that win. It's about that child. So no matter what we have to endure, based on decisions we make, we got to take those blows, man, so that we can stay connected to our child, so we can be present in their life. It don't matter if you go to the game and you sitting by yourself. It don't matter if you at an event and ain't nobody speaking to you. As long as your child can look across the room and say, my dad was there, it'll stay in their heart, man. So the main thing is that we can't give up as men. Whether you have a boy or a girl, it's no partiality. We have to do what we have to do to be present. Again, even if it feels like you're alone, if it feels like you're getting beat on, if it feels like you're not getting recognized, and you know Mother's Day looks like this and Father's Day looks like that, man. Whatever it takes, man, so that we can finish what we started as kings. Yeah.
Good. A short while ago, Kendall and one of his friends, barbershop owner, did a live. One of the questions Kendall asked his friend was for advice to women who love street dudes. My question is, will Fantasia and Kendall give advice on how women can best love and support a man who grew up in the streets, putting his feelings in his pocket and never trusting anyone?
Well, I think we do that every Tuesday, don't we? Like,
well, this question is saying, because I think they had a conversation about women who love street dudes.
Right.
And I guess this female is asking, how can you love a dude that that's putting his feelings in his pocket and never trusting anyone? Loving the street dudes.
I think that's a great question.
Yeah, go ahead, because I'm about to come from a whole different.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
you go ahead.
If the dude is still in, okay, so you got to understand, because I watched some of that. I was in and out of the room watching Hop and Kendall speaking and just listening to their story, listening to their past, their testimonies, mind blowing. Watching his wife that he has now, you know, beautiful relationship. It's kind of hard to hear some of the stuff. He'd be like, dog, they went through that, and to see where they are now. I think that you can meet a guy who is a street guy, because Ken is still, he's very, very smart. But if he needs to go street, or if Hop needs to go street, or if Sean needs to go street, or if you need to go, you can go there. You see what I'm saying? But you've been through your test, and now what they were giving you was their testimonies. So sometimes it is hard if you meet, and you can correct me or fix this if I say anything wrong, but it is hard if you meet a street dude that's still in the streets, and the streets is his church, the streets is his life, the streets is his job, the streets come before you, right? And if you're in a certain position where you're this young lady that's kind of been through some things, you've walked certain walks, been through certain storms, you've sat down and realized where you want to go in life, what you want. Okay, you've been there, but now you're here, and you're attracted to the street guy that's not on the same page as you are. It's still not going to work. You have to, what I feel like is, you got to get with somebody who realized that I am a street guy, was in the streets, went to jail, sold drugs, did this, but now I'm in a place where I'm ready to change my life. And I might not know what that looks like, but I'm ready to do something different. Okay, now we can play ball. Because you might not be where the men are in this room tonight. You might not be there, but you're saying to me that you're ready to get there. So I think we can link up, because I'm ready to get there too. Now it's gonna be hard. I got to pray you there. You got to you see what I'm saying? I just feel like sometimes getting with a street guy that's still in the streets and you're not there as a woman, it's gonna be a little harder, because you're wanting him to do something and be somebody that he's clearly not right now. But from what I heard, and from what I know with those two men and every guy that's in his life that he speaks to, they speak their testimonies. They were there. They're not there anymore. So all the queens that are in their life and that stand beside them and stand behind them, and they're the neck, they're dealing with a different type of man that has a story that can go there if you need him to. But taking the same street smarts and putting it in different areas. You want us?
Yeah, let me help that sister and all of our sisters. You okay?
Yeah, I might put you back.
Little tip out. I guess it's like the movie Grease. What was that? Michelle Pfeiffer and John Travolta. You know, she's a girl from the good side of town, little doo-wop kind of style, but she's attracted to this dude with the slick grease hair and the leather jackets, bad boy with the switchblade, you know, dance battles and all that good stuff. It's something about good girls that are attracted to bad guys. It's like an oxymoron. Here's the safe zone. It's not enough to want a guy who has a little bit of a street or edginess or roughness to him, or to want to feel protected, yada, yada, yada. The only thing that can crack the street code is spiritual covenant. That's the thing that you witnessed when you saw me and Hop sitting right here demonstrating. I know a lot of brothers from the street still in the street, and they want to do good, but they can't figure out how. They want to break that mentality. They want to break that cycle. They want to break away from the pack, but they don't know how, and they'll never find it until they find God through Christ. That's what me and Hop found. That's that light that comes into your life that removes all of that darkness so that you can see the clear path to redemption and getting back onto your feet as a grown man and as a king. A lot of brothers out there feel like if they just take money from the streets and put it in something positive, that's going to make them a good guy. And a lot of men feel like if they just stop messing around with a lot of women, that's going to make them a good guy. You could just give her 8 women worth of hell. It doesn't work like that. When you see a brother who's been to the depths of the streets or the depths of prison and the depths of addiction and the depths of whatever the case may be, whatever his chamber of being lost is, Christ is the one that can pull him out of there and remind him who he is and cleanse out his personality, his ego, his self-esteem, the way he sees himself, you know what I mean? His identity. You have to be made into a completely new creature who just has not forgot the ways of old. That's what you're looking at when you see me, Hop, and other people in my circles. You see them real soldiers who, yes, we ain't trying to go to jail. We're not trying to go to prison. If you threaten the things that we love, we ain't with that disrespect stuff. That's your opinion. You're not great. You're not great. Mess up my budget for that. But if you infringe on the safety of my family and my children, you got 3 handfuls. But we have distanced ourselves from that lifestyle because we're always setting our eyes on God through Christ every single day. And that's why one of the things I did, a little video you helped me with on my page, is called Thugs Never Die. They don't. There were times in my relationship, man, where that old nature wanted to rise back up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, you don't talk to your wife like that. You don't think like that. You don't approach the situation like that. So if I could leave any one nugget with the sister, anybody else who's considering, I guess that's your taste bud and that's what you want, if his eyes are not fixed on God, then trust me, it's just a matter of time. Because remember that first men's roundtable I said, you got to know what season of process that man is in. I mean, season of potential that man is in, because you can see potential in him, but he's only in phase 1, phase 2. You're going to be a platform in which he acts it out and he filters it out. And then another woman's going to get the finished product because you caught him too early in his stage of potential. You saw the potential, but he didn't see it in himself. You saw the potential, but he wasn't willing to invest it and protect it. So what you're going to do is you're going to get rolled over, steamrolled, flattened, pancaked, and marinated. And then this other chick going to come in when he gets to the point that he accepts his potential and he starts to protect his potential, and she's going to come and get everything out of the oven that you became the ingredients for. That's the best way I can put it.
I know some women, though, like, who met the guy when he wasn't at this place where me and Ken's talking about, but she wasn't also ready to jump into a relationship. So she saw potential, but she also was smart enough to say, but he's not ready yet. But I'm going to love him to this place without being so clingy, needy, and having to be like round. And I hear their stories, like the guy would be like, she hung in there with me. Like, I would do some crazy stuff. You know what I mean? I go missing for such and such and such a time. And then I call her and I'd be like, you know what? I got a question about, it could be anything. Accounting. It could be, I'm looking at a property, or I want to flip some money that I got from, and the woman just totally guides them on up out of there. But again, she was never in the place where most women are, which is, I want it and I want it now. Okay, so I'm not saying that you have to throw the street guy away and be like, he ain't it. Girl, he ain't ready yet. Because everybody needs that one angel in their life to say, no matter what happened, they never gave up on me. Like, why didn't you ever give up on me? Why you could have walked away then, you could have walked away this, you could have walked away that. And I believe that it takes that strong woman, that God is just taking her through a process where she needs something out of this situation too. You understand? So I know some couples where they're married now with kids, man's totally changed, but the story was totally different, and she hung in there. And I'm like, how did you? She's like, because at the time, I wasn't looking for a relationship. I just saw something in him, and God had me here. And I had to, you know what I mean? But that takes total submission and patience and just saying, okay, God, I submit everything over to you, because I've been trying to do it my way, and it just doesn't quite work. And most of the times when you do that, that's when you notice God take you through a whole, you be like, whoo, it wasn't easy. I didn't know. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just different for everybody. And you got to know what you can and cannot take. Because if you throw yourself over in a situation where you know you're ready for marriage and you're ready for kids like tomorrow, you ain't ready for that. You're not ready for that. You get what I'm saying?
On this next question, I think it was like a little dispute between a couple.
Okay.
And she wanted me to, before I say this question, she wanted me to let you know, Fantasia, she's a Cancer. So you can hear her perspective.
Yep. Oh, girl, I'm here for it. Come on with it.
So I think their dispute was, I'm not mad at you, I'm mad at the situation.
Yes.
And so I guess the guy's feeling, if you're mad at the situation, you're still mad at me.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I'm not mad at
it
you.
Totally misses the whole,
situation.
Uh-huh.
So I think their argument is that, is being mad at the situation, are you still mad at the person? Is it possible to be, I'm not mad at you.
I want this one.
I'm mad at the situation.
I want this one because I'm working on this one.
Of course he wants this one.
Yeah, no, I'm not even going to sweep it like you think I'm going to sweep it. You know, I don't mind falling on my own sword. I be helping brothers out, man. I throw myself out there, right? No cap. There's been times my wife has come to me about something that wasn't about me. She was just trying to let me know how she felt about it. But it was just the way she was talking and the look in her eyes that made me personalize it. If I would have just been sitting and listening to her objectively, I could have been like, okay, I get your point. I see where you're coming from. Is there anything I can do to help? I immediately personalized it as if I failed, as if I made a mistake, because the energy, I wasn't processing the energy the correct way. So I made it about me. And my wife would say, yo, when I come to you with my feelings, you hijack the conversation. I didn't know what that meant. It took me a while to get that just because you're venting does not mean I've done something wrong. Even if I can fix it, or if I was a part of it, it doesn't necessarily mean you're mad at me. You could be mad at the whole crew. And because I don't ever want to fail in my wife's eyes, I was making stuff about me when everything wasn't about me. And I apologize about that again. You know, not that we just had a recent thing, but it just made me go back to like tour stuff, you know, work stuff we've done. When you just like, babe, I just want you to hear my heart. I'm just telling you that I want to smoke a room. I'm like, yeah, but I'm the only nigga in the room.
Yeah. No, but I think most men problem is they want to fix it. Like Ken I used to be like, this has nothing to do with you. Why are we mad? And then when we would start talking, he'd be like, because I'm just overprotective over you. And I just want to fix everything. And I feel like, you know, I should be able to fix it. And I'm like, Ken, sometimes it just don't have nothing to do with you. It's not nothing for you to fix. Even though I know you love me that much that you want to fix it. As a Cancer woman, too, we do tend to beat around the bush. We're trying to say something, and we say it a certain way, but we're trying to say something. We got to get better at that. Like, I'm going to say this to him, and it's about this person, but I want him to realize, I realize that you are allowing these people over here to do this, and you're not, but I'm going to say it in a way to where, and I think they pick it up. Because I am guilty of that. Like,
I picked up what you just said.
You did?
I've been catching stuff all night. We'll talk about it later, though. But yeah, we're going to talk about it.
Tell me in my ear.
The thing we was talking right before we went live.
You know what?
Yeah, I'm on it tonight.
I'm giving you, never mind.
I already got it. I know. I'm growing in here.
It be like, I don't want you to go into defense mode just because it belongs to you.
Yeah, I
want
it.
you to hear me out because
I've been hearing you. That's about your third one tonight.
Wrong, even if it belongs.
Yeah, and we're gonna fix it.
It was the third one. The first one came after you threw one and I threw one back.
I ain't throw nothing, girl.
You threw it. Oh
God. It's all good. We'll talk about it later, though. Just know. My ear is growing. You know what I'm saying? My ear is growing because my heart is growing. You know what I mean? So I got you.
I don't want nothing from it. Just want you to understand. Okay. I got nothing but love for you, baby.
I just picked up on something too.
What you picked up on?
I was discussing with. I'm discussing with Nice. I'll discuss it with you. I just picked up.
He said we're gonna have a meet outside.
I just picked up.
Yeah.
I have not had a sexual partner in almost 4 years.
How long?
I repeat, I have not had a sexual, meaning laying down in the bed with someone.
I know what you mean.
I have not had a sexual partner, meaning another person, in 4 years. 1, 2, 3.
I
thought you said 40.
4 years.
But hold on. Say you supposed to be in the bed.
Well, hold on. I ain't done yet.
Okay.
Oh.
I repeat, I have not had a sexual partner in 4 years. 1, 2, 3, 4. I am 54. I am a 54-year-old woman, and it's been weighing heavy on me. Do I continue to wait for that special one, or will I be considered a slut by having casual sex? I want to read that one more time. Do I continue to wait for my special one, or will I be considered a slut by having casual sex?
I'm gonna put it out there what I think is called some Taylor Talk insurance, some liability insurance, okay, so that we can mitigate risk and liability. I don't think either one of us will ever be qualified to answer that. I think your answer rests in the scriptures. I hate to be so bland about it, but whether you 24, 34, 44, 54, 64, and we definitely hear the frustration and we get it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just going to answer your question. We not because we could play. We could toss this ball in many different ways. But based on your exact question, would you be considered unladylike if you were to have casual partners outside of the risk that you present to yourself from a health and safety standpoint? Because there's definitely some minerals and contaminants out there in that water.
This wind's so heavy.
Yeah, I mean the scriptures have it right there. I mean, I know it's tough. You know what I mean?
Get lonely at night.
It's
around midnight. Fantasia.
Sean,
Speak on the women about that
Well,
12 o'clock midnight hour and it weighs heavy.
I'm gonna let Sean go first.
I ain't got that.
Yes, you did.
oh man.
I just feel like that rests in her soul. She knows that answer on her own. She don't need y'all to answer that.
I'm not living the rest of my golden years like that copper.
She 54 years old.
And it's weighing heavy.
So this been going on since 50.
Heavy. I feel like you are mature enough to, for one, not care about what somebody think of you, for one. Two, you 54.
I'm trying to think how that question, how you even felt like we could qualify to answer that based on anything I've done with my life. You know what I mean? I mean, I like the fact people feel we may have answers to their questions, but that one particularly rests on where do you want to be in your relationship with the Most High, and are you going to be able to hold your head high when you look yourself in the mirror each morning after one of these occurrences take place? Because the way you look at yourself and love yourself, to me, is more valuable than how some man makes you feel occasionally or for one night only. How you feel about yourself eternally is what should weigh heaviest in the scales of your self-identity and self-worth. You know what I'm saying?
Fantasia, speak to these people.
Shut up, Dorica.
I'm just waiting.
You keep trying to throw me
They
in.
tickled off of Kendall. They said this got Kendall kind of tongue-tied. They said this.
I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable.
My forehead started sweating.
I'm uncomfortable. And it better not be nobody I know. Trying to slide one of these in here so we ain't got to talk face to face.
And so, Fantasia, I want to hear, because this got Kendall feeling uncomfortable. I want to hear what it got you to say, because, round about the 12 o'clock hour, when it's weighing heavy,
Stop.
what can you say to, no, I want to know what can you say to this woman? Round about 12 o'clock, a.m., not p.m.
Listen, I'm gonna go down to earth now, and not. I think what we think spiritually. Let's just go down to earth now, because everybody in this room has fallen short. Had kids out of wedlock. We're human, and she's hot.
Somebody said a cold shower.
Well, Dorica, we'll let you speak on the shower part when I'm done. Oh, please.
So what? What are you saying?
54. She ain't old. When I get 54, better not none of you young people ever say nothing about me. She ain't old. I don't believe that you need to have several partners, but I believe if you had one friend and you need to take care of yourself, go ahead and free yourself.
They make
Somebody
they
said
make things for that though.
Somebody said, "We child at 12 a.m. gets tricky."
Yes, it does. Yes, it does, Auntie. So all I'm saying is this: look, I'm praying with you that God will send that one, but don't,
I'm revisiting.
Free yourself.
I'm revisiting the question in my head, and the question was not. I'm 54 years old, and I've been single for 4 years, and I don't know if I'm gonna find that special someone. If I'm gonna, so it's clear relationships is not
a
part of the
That ain't in the
equation.
picture.
Right. She wants some.
So we talking about
She needs to
setting
get
up
it
a
on.
profile on the app.
No, she don't need to do that. She need to go find a nice Christian man.
Go to Harris Teeter.
Yeah, somebody tried to pick me up.
Is that where
somebody
you was
tried
at?
to pick me up
Is
at
that where you
Tita.
were?
Yeah, and I
Harris
was pregnant.
That's
See
the
that?
pick up
I
at
was
Harris
pregnant.
Teeter.
So you mean?
Yeah, Harris Teeter is a little pricey, so you can find you something.
Or
really
they be
decent.
at the park too. Out there, they be at the park. Go to the park. Walk the tread. You know what the.
I don't want to play no more.
I just
You know how the kids just like out the blue be like, man, I don't want to play no more.
Free yourself,
I
but
wanna go
pray
home.
about it. I don't want to be too spiritual.
I'm trying to keep it G. Like I get it. I get it. I just. That's risky. It's not the same out here no more, man. Like you go out here, man, and you fool around, and you get more than what you paid for on something that you can't pay to get rid of. You know what I'm saying? COVID will look like a walk in the park. I don't want to play no more. I want to go home.
Well, I give you a better question.
I don't trust you.
So,
Kendall,
Kendall,
bring him here.
So, Kendall, you handle a lot of the business stuff. You handle the dates and the business stuff. Fantasia, you saying you actually perform on the stage. Well, now that I've made that clear, people are wanting to know, how can they get tickets for this March 20th show in the ATL?
First of all, there is no show. And somebody sent me some flyers the other week and was like, yo, if this going down, I'm going to be there. Number one, read your flyer carefully. If they don't say guest appearance, special guest, live, read what they're trying to do. They had this little versus flyer out there. And somebody sent it to me, and I was going to get Steven on the phone and get doing what we do. And I looked at the flyer, and I was like, no, that was clever. Because they didn't actually insinuate that you and who was it? Jennifer Hudson or somebody?
Jasmine.
Jasmine?
It's been Jennifer, Jasmine. It's
Something
been,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah. So just be careful because there's a lot of scams going out there. I heard after 1 Hour Taylor Talk, somebody tried to put up some page like we was collecting money or something. Like, if it's not on my wife's page.
Really?
And it's not on my page. Yeah, it's stimulus season out here. So if it's not on my wife's page, her official page, and it's not on my page, the proof is right there in the pudding. Anytime you see anything, if you just want to double check, because I too miss seeing my wife on stage. I miss hearing her vocal. I miss hearing her in that element. But if it's not on her page and it's not on my page, then it's fugazi, and don't put your personal card and information on that site. I warn you. Yeah.
Oh, don't
Again,
say stuff like
it ain't the
that.
same out here no more.
Like they literally be in the comments, like while we're live,
Really?
Mm-hmm.
and saying somebody comment and they say, "Oh, you're a winner. Come to my page and claim your prize."
Right.
I'm already on your page.
There's no winners. There's no raffles. There's no none of that. Yeah.
Lord, yeah. So, yeah, no shows.
There's no Taylor Talk gifting tree. There's none of that.
Kendall, we all know what you like most about our queen.
What's that?
Think
I
you
don't know.
do.
That's what I want.
I want to know.
Kendall, we all know what you like most about our queen. But but is there anything that caught you off guard? And Fantasia, I hope the baby is doing fine. How are you doing mentally?
I'm losing. Wait, so they want to know if there's anything that catches
Yeah, so
him off guard about
don't
me?
no, that's not that was this is a 2-part question and I called your name per question. Fantasia, how you doing mentally? Kendall, is there anything that caught you off guard? Don't cross up the questions, please.
Oh, that means he's supposed to answer first. I was just helping him understand what the question.
But she's waiting. Is it anything that caught you off guard?
Is right. Which way is the good way, the best way, right or left?
Whichever way points me to sleeping in the bed tonight.
Go right. I want y'all to know that I be playing with him. I am not that kind of wife.
No, man.
I can go there, but
I be trying to give her the bed so she could be more comfortable. She be like, "No, I'm not sleeping without you."
No,
And
I can't
that's
sleep.
so cute. She be up all night too. I be over there sleeping like a champ, bro. CPAP and everything. And I toss and look. She just be 4:00 in the morning. I get up and use the bathroom.
Hey, nice. We got a sleep number bed. That's all I do all night.
Her sleep number bed be on this position right here. I said, if you don't take your driver's ed and look at that back to sleep, 10 and 2. 10 and 2.
Oh.
Get out of here.
Oh, God.
Then I asked the next morning, you want me to go sleep on the couch? We can't do that all the time. I'm like, well, you
I
can't
be without you.
You starting like a day walker.
I can't be without you. It's getting hard, but I can't be without you. But go ahead and answer the question.
Anything that caught me off guard with my wife, yes. Nah, this a fact. This a fact. My wife can cook. Like, see, you know how, like, I may go do something. I may go somewhere and go speak. My wife be like, oh, what you saying? I was like, yeah, but it ain't really hit, though. You know what I mean? Can't see yourself. I don't think she can taste her own cooking. Man, when I want my favorite ribs, man, or I want, like, we go to a lot of nice restaurants. I don't like nobody's salmon other than my wife's salmon. Like these dishes she be making, man, she'll go on Pinterest, man, and make it look just like the pig. Just like the pig. It has the capers and the, man, Shawty can cook, man. Shawty can cook. Listen, I've been skinny all my life.
What you trying to say when you got with me?
I'm not fat now. I'm 225 pounds, man.
How about now?
Skinny Kenny. What you say, right?
How about now? Kendall said I've been skinny all my life. How about now?
Yeah, man, I'm heavyweight out here. Like my wife can cook, and it just kind of surprised me, man. You know what I'm saying?
That I can know how to cook. I'm from High Point.
I've only been to High Point, 2 times I went up there with you?
Well, I'm right. I was right around the corner from you. You was Gastonia.
Yeah, our cocaine was better than yours.
Help him, God. Bleed. Don't say stuff like that.
Hey, I'm just trying to bring some harmony to humanity.
Well, why they didn't ask me what surprises me
How
about
are you
him?
doing mentally, ma'am? That was your question. That was your question. How are you doing
She
mentally?
ready over here.
Ready.
What you be telling me? Trying to hijack my question. That's my question.
Yes, I gave names with the questions.
That person
Ma'am,
asked
Fantasia,
Kendall
how are
what
you
they
doing
asked
mentally?
me. They want to know.
Fantasia,
I think she
people
just
like to
answered
know.
you.
The people like to know, how are you doing mentally? Please stick to the question. You will have 60 seconds to answer this question. And please do not go over to Ken's question.
I'm doing great. I'm doing good. I have my moments. I'm getting tired. I have the most insecure moments. I told Ken I want to write a book. I told you too. Yeah, I'm good. I was just thinking. Yeah, like I'm pregnant. A lot of women know, like, the happy, just, I'm pregnant during COVID. So, different things going on when you go to the doctor's office. And you can't go here, and you can't go there, and you can't do this, and you can't have a baby shower with people here, and you can't, so it is what it is. So, and I can't work out, and I can't, I've tried to go work out once, and my knees said, you won't be coming back.
They said let her answer the question too. What caught you off guard about Kendall? Anything catch you off guard?
No, y'all haven't been sorry for me. No. I love y'all. They like, don't do that to her.
Is it anything that Fantasia? Is it anything that caught you off guard about Kendall?
For real. His past. Yeah. Caught me way off guard. I didn't believe it. Until I hear his mama talking about it and telling me things, and I hear him and Hop talking, and I hear him and P talking, and I'm just like, can't be. Like, when we doing our book, I'm hearing things. Do you understand? I keep getting
Probation and parole
mixed up.
Yeah.
I know what it is, though.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
And it's okay.
It's okay.
Parole is when you. I know.
You know we live. You don't have to answer this question.
I know what it is, though.
Okay, what you got, Queen?
Parole is when you get out. You can't go nowhere unless you call your parole officer.
I'll give you that because that works that way.
So okay.
That works that way.
And
Probation. They're not much different. The only difference is the only way you ever have to have parole is if you've been to prison. Yeah. Probation you can have without having doing any time, little bit of time.
Okay.
You can get probation instead of your time.
I knew that.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Yeah.
But see, when we were doing our book, we steady chopping it up, and Kendall was like, yeah. I was like, I wanted him to come to Cancun for my, we went for my birthday. And he was like, yeah, she didn't know that I was on probation. And I just looked at him, I was like, you was on probation?
I was on them papers. I couldn't get no passport.
That caught me off guard, y'all. The man that I met, how he spoke, the conversations we had, the things that I watched him do, like read all day and read his Bible and was a praying man. Like, I just could not believe his story. I really couldn't believe it. But that's dope when you can meet a person and their testimony don't match who they are now. And I think that some people can say the same thing about me. Mm-hmm.
Kendall, what is it that you like most about our queen? Because I want to know.
You already asked that question. I feel like you're being
digging. First of all, man.
Now you're digging. You're being dirty.
First of all, ma'am, I'm asking the question. I'm the host. So we're going to need you to not holler out anymore in here.
I'm going to need you to go get that lighter off the table that he brought out here.
No more outbursts.
Set him on fire.
No more
outbursts, ma'am. Kendall, because they didn't put that in here. No one to know. The people want to know too. What is it that Kendall like most about our queen? I like our queen. What do you like most about our queen?
I want to throw this mic at you.
I do like it's so nice.
How do you say it?
Kendall, we all know what you like most about our queen.
I'm going to answer it like this. Oh, imagine somebody who has a divine gift from heaven, right? Has traveled the world, has been to the highest highs and the lowest lows, who is a walking love song, a living, breathing love song. Imagine this thing being disappointed and let down and abused and mistreated and overlooked and devalued. And then imagining this thing finding a man who loves her, protects her, understands her, allows her to be naked and vulnerable and true and honest. Can you imagine the way she loves me? And you can take that and you can sprinkle it wherever you want to sprinkle it as far as the office and chambers and rooms of a marriage. But that's what I experience every day.
Okay, we not trying to.
Kendall, you better be a poet. You got some snaps. You got some snaps on this thing.
Yeah, I'm like, we not trying to do no tears and all that.
That's what I love most about her. And that's in every way. Now it's going to be as the mother of my child. She's the mother of my daughter. Come on, man. I'm winning. Straight up. And I don't play about my wife. I won't never play about my wife and my daughter. So, but yeah, I'm a man who is loved from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet, the depths of my heart. I am loved. Yeah, I'm loved, man. I'm my cup runneth over, man. I'm straight. I'm good. You know? And she gets me. I'm not an easy dude to get. I'm not an easy dude to get, man. I'm very complex. I'm very deep. I'm very I'm always in the future. It's hard to keep me right here in the moment. And she has a way of doing it. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. I'm in love with the cocoa.
Yeah.
You don't even know that song.
I'm in love with the cocoa. I know the little songs. I'm in love with the cocoa. Yeah. As we close out the night,
Ricky, that does sound like a Nestle Quick commercial.
Listen, I refuse to be left out. The cocoa. Yeah. I know.
He said, "I know the song." How you say it, bro?
I'm in love with the cocoa. I know the little cocoa song. Yeah. I know the little cocoa song. Don't leave me out.
Oh man.
As we close out, yes, Fantasia will be on the OWN network on March the 30th. That is not fake. You should know it's not fake because they've been showing her on a preview. And because it was done last year, because I want to go ahead and correct this because y'all going to be confused. It was pre-recorded. She would not be pregnant. She was skinny and her stomach was flat. So don't think, because they're gonna be like,
they'll be looking for baby pics next week. Like, hey, her snapback was.
She will be on there on the 30th. Our queen will be making an appearance on the 30th. And queen, the number one question on the night. Please answer this question for these people because they're gonna die. Everybody want to know what kind of shoes are these that you are wearing.
Oh God, these red bottoms.
They're red bottoms.
Derica's bought these for me for one of my birthdays.
I remember that.
They want to know what these shoes are.
Oh, God.
People was even on here trying to answer what they were.
Come on, Queen is a big stepper.
Trying to answer.
You make me so sick. Y'all make me so
Well,
sick.
we got to get this thing correct because people was wanting to know, were you pregnant before? But I cleared that up. Now they come on here tonight wanting to know, did you have the baby? So did you have the baby?
No.
Because we need to hear from you.
The baby's still here.
Did you have the baby?
No.
Okay, it's the yellow. It's the yellow for me.
I'm going to wear yellow every day then.
I just like the whole shoulder joint. Like, that's a nice little.
Yeah, Cosmios. You know, she sent this to me when I was skinty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you. Fix it.
I got your back.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And, I thank God for all the girls Cosmios, Courtney,
Near
Love. Oh, God, I feel like I'm going to forget somebody and I won't get in no trouble.
I think that's it.
For now, okay. They just send me things and make sure I'm straight. So this has been up there for a while, but this is probably still on Cosmio's page, maybe. But, yeah.
Yeah, the baby. So, y'all, the baby shower is going to be, it was going to be in June. But then we had some technical difficulties with our queen.
You gotta stop.
It was going to be June the 6th, but our queen felt that it was too close.
It's going to be too close. I'm going to be miserable. I'm going to be big, and it's going to be hot.
I'm going to put you in water every day. I'm putting you in some water.
Really?
What?
Why do you say it like that, man? I'm not
Just
that
water
bad.
calms you down.
Yeah, so May the 16th.
Everybody's coming here snapping up, man. Go get out there and get in that pool.
I don't snap. I don't snap.
You really don't.
I don't.
You don't.
Just at
I have to
night when
give
I
you
look
that.
over and see you sleeping so good.
I'm only going to get 4 hours.
Kendall, they want to know what's your sign.
A Leo. Capital L. Capital E. Capital O.
I'm waiting on my exclamation point. I'm a Leo, man, straight through and through. It is what it is, man.
Yes.
It is what it is. I earned that.
Him and Zion. So pray my strength in the Lord.
Yes, May 16th. The
The
baby shower was May 16th, and we're not changing it. That is set in stone. Not changeable, our queen.
I haven't done anything to you today.
I enjoyed the Doritos tonight. I think tonight was one
because he
Kendall,
doesn't
our
come
queen
for
has
you.
been showing out about this. Because no, let me tell you why she showed up. I came to her and asked her, is June the 6th okay? Because you know you're working with planners and stuff.
Yeah.
And so planners put these things on their calendar. You know what I mean? So that they can plan other things. And she said yes.
No.
And then she came back and asked me, now when is the baby shower? I said June the 6th. Why are we having it June the 6th? Because you okayed it.
I did not okay it.
You did okay.
Say it was okay by our queen.
It was okay by our queen. And now our queen says that it should be at May. And I said, our queen, are you sure? Because I don't want you coming back. These people have to.
Long live the
So
queen.
it's set in stone, May the
Y'all making me feel
16th.
real awkward with this queen crap.
Our queen, gotta add our. It ain't just queens, our queen. That's the thing.
That's
Yes,
on
it's going
Sunday?
to be on a Sunday. And then she was trying to go off about that, saying it might be too hot. And you know how I can't sweat? That's what she said, Ken. She put it on you. She said, you know how I can't sweat?
Hey,
Y'all not lying. Can I tell it?
that's yo.
Can I
Listen,
tell it, please?
I was in here eating some food my wife made the other day. Like I had to stop eating to get up because like sweat was going in my eyes. I couldn't even enjoy my
Y'all.
meal. I'm hot natured.
Ken
I got the window cracked right there. I
Ken was
don't,
eating crab legs. We make them spicy.
bro. Sweating
Ken.
so bad. I'm over there like you know what I mean. Like I'm at the gym doing crowd. I
Yes.
sweat a lot. I can't.
I swear to you.
I like it cold.
I looked over. I don't care how cold it is. I looked over, and Kendall was literally.
Leaking like I can't let that go in my bowl.
I was like, Ken.
I can't do nothing about it. That's why I like riding by myself because I blow the AC even in the wintertime. My wife knows this. I need AC at all times.
So now you see what I'm saying. It's gonna be hot. So it's up to you.
So we
That's why I'm waiting on that Paul Daniel summer
If
collection.
y'all look at
'Cause I be in
Ken-
this joint about to die.
If y'all are watching on May 16th and Ken is drenched, I try to tell him.
Don't worry about me. You gonna just see a pair of legs sitting right here while I done passed out in the back.
We moved it to May.
That's it.
We moved it to May the 16th. That's going to be still. It's going to be in between. It ain't quite.
We need to do it at 11 p.m.
May the 16th. And in the next couple of weeks, we'll pin the PO because people want to know can they send gifts. So we're going to send a PO box. Before I
We
did
ain't
it, I
got
just wanted
nowhere
to
to
make
put
sure.
this stuff for Keziah, man.
I just wanted to make sure our queen was going to stick to these dates.
Stop calling me that.
I quite like it.
It makes
I
me
quite
feel
like it,
so
too.
I
uncomfortable.
quite like it. It makes me want to be more proper.
Yeah, it's very hors d'oeuvre to me.
I like it.
It is. It's very hors d'oeuvre to
It's
me.
very hors d'oeuvre to him.
It's like serving me a hors d'oeuvre.
I like it.
I like it too.
Yo, that's very
Oh,
hors d'oeuvre.
queen.
Hey, I like that.
I like it too. I think you should change your Instagram to our queen.
We should stop talking about hors d'oeuvres before I tell them about what you did.
Now that's where I draw a line. That's where I draw a line. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for tuning in tonight to Taylor Talk. People from all over the world tuning in to Kendall and Fantasia on Taylor Talk. Feliz Navidad, Pedro Año. What's up, bro? What's up, sis? What's the tea? Thank you for tuning in. We're here every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. Now, because Fantasia's expecting, we might be late sometimes, but DJ Nice will keep us entertained until our queen shows up on the scene with her king.
You're asking for it. You're asking for me to speak very hors d'oeuvre.
Let me pray and get out of here because I can listen to bro all night.
Yeah.
You made it through the show.
It wasn't your fault.
Our queen have to use the bathroom.
Can I
Don't you have to use the
please tell
bathroom?
it wasn't your
Aren't you
fault?
thirsty? Aren't you
It
parched?
wasn't your fault. Please, it wasn't your fault. Can I tell it? It wasn't your fault. Can I tell it before we go? It wasn't his fault, though.
Kendall, they said, are you going to pray or what?
No, they did not. Sean, we had an event in LA that we went to, and they had it like so pretty. I kid you not, it was beautiful. But the event that I was invited to, this person loves marijuana. So they had put like all kind of, what do you call it? Like
cupcakes and little edibles.
yeah. No, they had marijuana in the macaroni and cheese too. So I knew this person. I'm like, this person used to sing with me. They're from LA. This is what they do. Doriquez is so churchy that she walked up to him and was like, Doriquez, do you eat, what did she say? Order?
Edibles. She said,
No.
would you like, yeah, she said edibles.
Would you like
I
an
just
edible?
I had never
Would
heard
you
that
like an
before.
edible? So he thought she was trying to be fancy. And he was like,
I didn't know what
she said,
edibles were.
Doriquez, do you eat edibles? And he says, I sure do.
Sure do.
So I heard him. But I was like, as you guys can see, he plays a lot. I'm like, he don't get it. He's lost. So I'm talking to people, they start surrounding me. We're talking, and he tapped me and said, I'm going to go over and get me something to eat. I said, okay. I ain't think nothing by it. He goes, he's gone for a while. He even brings me some. He was like, this is good. Here, you want some? But I can't. When I'm networking, I don't eat till like we leave and we go and sit down. Ken knows that.
And she even gave me a look like, no.
Yeah, I'm like, he goes back off. I'm in the party, working the room. I'm like, this dude done left me. But I'm like, at least he's comfortable. Somebody taps me on my shoulder and says, you might want to go get your friend. I'm like, I'm thinking, not Derikas, because he carries himself. We both walk the same. I'm like, is everything okay? She was like, I don't think that he knows everything over there on that bar has marijuana in it. Derikas flipped out all night. He called me every 10 minutes in the room.
I couldn't
the
even walk.
room is spinning. I said, just close your eyes and go to sleep. Y'all, and that's what he get, because he played too much. And she said, do you like edibles? Do you eat edibles? He said, I sure do. And got over there and ate everything off the table and was high as a kite.
Bro,
I thought I was going to take him to the hospital.
The room actually moved. Like, the room was spinning. I mean, I kid you not, it was spinning. I've never seen it happen before, but it was spinning.
I would have loved it.
Because you never see Derikas off his game.
He'll never be
ever.
on point.
This night, when she tapped me and I looked over there at him and he was over there kikiing with people he didn't know. You know he's Sagittarius, he don't kiki. I said, oh man, we got to go. Lit. Sorry that I did it to you, but you kept bringing up hors d'oeuvres and things. So
we want to thank our queen. We want to thank our queen for giving us that delightful story on tonight that was not solicited or asked for, but we thank you anyhow. She been jumping lanes all night. Kendall, these people want to know, are you going to pray? Somebody need to be healed. Somebody need to be touched. Somebody is waiting. If somebody don't know.
I done forgot what we talked about tonight that quick. Oh, yeah. It don't even matter. Look, Father, just thank you for laughter. Thank you for joy. Thank you for congregation that has no bounds and allowing us to connect virtually, Heavenly Father, so that we can still fellowship and joy and sincerity and faith. And, Lord, we just ask that let not this stimulus thing become something that divides families, that divides marriages, that becomes a wedge between parenting and children, Lord. It's money that's fleeting. It comes and it goes. The people that we disown and the people that we begin to monetize instead of rationalize with, those things are forever. So allow us to invest in things that do not perish, things that do not rust and do not wither away, and not set our heart on things that are already passing and soon will be no more. For those are things that will give you glory and praise that you rightfully deserve. So we love you. We thank you. We pray blessings, health, peace, and prosperity over everybody tuning in tonight. And it's in your son's matchless name that we pray. Amen.
If anybody got any of that stimulus left, hit me in my DM. Hit me in my DM if you have any stimulus. I need a phone case. Actually, you need a phone case too, don't you? No, when people get their stimulus, this income tax and stimulus, when you got to ask, submit your requests with God's people.
What? I ain't even do any paperwork. I was like, I might do the credit tax write-off type joint, but I was like, I'm not even about to.
If you get $1,400, you could bless somebody with a phone case. You got to get 10% to God anyway.
You better invest that. Take it to Bitcoin. Do something different.
I didn't even get into all that tonight. Like,
start investing. That's what my husband. That's all my husband do. Now he got me in it. I'm like, well, let's invest.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, everybody getting this money. For those who need the money, you're trying to pay the bills, you're trying to keep the lights on, you're trying to feed children, you're trying to make it afloat. Use it wisely. To those, because it's a lot, to those who got it and you didn't really need it, put it in some kind of investment vehicle, man, where it can yield you a return. Don't go out there and blow it trying to show off for somebody or satisfy some kind of fleshly desire that doesn't make you or your bloodline any better. Put that thing in some kind of vehicle where it's going to have a nice, healthy return. Because it's a blessing, you know what I mean? God says, be faithful with few, and he'll make you rule over many. And that's really all I'm going to say about that one. But, you know, I represent Team Invest. Everything we touch, we invest. That's just it. That's all. Salute.
DJ Shine Nice.
Y'all lovely
Do
listeners are
something
saying
to
they
make
got
me
me. They
feel
blessing me with
good.
phone cases. I'll hook y'all up with one.